Jacob, the last time you pitched through 8 innings was in 2021. What allowed you to get so deep into this game tonight?
Probably my defense behind me. There was some early contact. Adolis making unbelievable plays out there, Evan. So, they were swinging early, putting the ball in play, and like I said, I had great defense behind me. So, early contact, normally you can stay in the game a little bit.
Yeah, what was your reaction to some of those plays by Adolis?
I mean, those were game changers, honestly. You got, their guy went out and did a great job of, only giving up the 1 run. So, that definitely changed the game because, those would have easily been doubles if he doesn't catch those. So, that's huge for me.
Coming back from his second Tommy John, there's a lot of unknowns, but to have the season that you're having right now, I mean, 8 shutout innings, how do you put all of this into perspective?
Coming in, the goal is just to try to take the ball as much as I can. Try to stay out on the field, do what I can in between to get ready for the next one, and go out there and just try to pitch my strengths. So, you miss that much time, you really miss this game. We give a lot to play this, and then having to, there is unknown, but being able to come back and pitch some last year, that gave me a little peace of mind going into this season. So I was able to prepare well this off season and try to go out there as many times as they let me.
I don't know if you know this, but your MLB debut was 11 years ago today. So if you could think back and tell yourself something that you know now, what would it be?
That's a tough question. I had some good advice my first start, my first major league start. I was sitting in my locker scared to death, and I believe it was Murphy came up and said, "Hey, do what you did to get here. Your stuff plays." So, that's one of the hardest things to do in this game is trust your stuff. You always try to overdo it. So, hearing that early on, and there's times where still, however many years in, you try to overdo it versus just trusting your stuff and going out there and competing with what you got.
Hey, this was supposed to be a big series. This is supposed to be a big series. You're facing Hunter Brown, who's off to a great start. It's the first time you've ever pitched against the Astros, and first time obviously for this team. I'm just wondering, it looked like there was a level of locked in. You're always locked in, but did you feel a little bit more something?
The starters are just trying to, go out there and pass it along. All the starters have been throwing the ball well, so, we are trying to just put our guys in a position to win. So, felt good warming up. This week worked on a couple of things, and felt like I was able to locate pretty well tonight. So, that makes it a little bit easier to seem locked in when you're able to throw the ball where you want. But yeah, definitely. You want to go out and beat these guys. They're our rival, and that's who we want to beat. And we got 3 more games against them, so we got to keep it going.
Detroit was 41 sliders. Tonight was 50. I don't think you've been at 50 since 2020. I know the slider has been for you a battle all year. Where do you feel like you're at with it at this point?
It was the same thing. There was some of the 2-strike ones I tried to do too much. Didn't have a really good changeup tonight. Got through one decent one, and finally got Carantini to roll over one. But I didn't throw many curveballs. Fastball slider was the main mix, and we noticed they were trying to hunt fastballs early, so trying to keep them off balance and go a little bit hard late. So we were just adjusting to what they were doing.
You mentioned how good this rotation has been this year, and you've been a part of good rotations before, but outside of talent, what makes a good rotation kind of click together like you guys have been the first 2 months of the year?
Yeah, I mean, we all talk a lot in between, so everybody's kind of watching what everybody's doing, and if they see something, whether it's scouting report or something looks a little off, just saying whatever comes to our mind. So you take it or leave it, and try to go out there and just keep rolling out there.
Bochy mentioned, and we could hear the applause that you guys kind of did a little toast to him. What do you think of his feat tonight, and then what has he meant to this club since you guys have been here?
Yeah, I mean, look at what he's accomplished in this game. So, ultimate leader, knows what to say at the right times. He's look how long he's been around the game. So 6th all time, very impressive, very happy for him, and it's an honor to get to play for him.